Hello students, welcome to the session. I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. This session is on design of pipe network using the equivalent pipe method. The outcome of this session. So at the end of this session, you will be able to understand the basics of water distribution network design, and you will be able to make use of equivalent pipe method to simplify the complex network. So let's start learning. Water distribution. Water distribution systems are designed to adequately satisfy the water requirement. This water requirement can be in terms of the combination of domestic, commercial and industrial requirement of a certain town along with the fire demand. The performance of a distribution system can be judged on the basis of pressure available on the system for a specific rate of flow. The distribution system consists of a network of pipes with number of appurtenances. In previous sessions, we have learned different types of appurtenances as well as the different types of distribution networks or network system. Now, these pipes which are forming the network can be laid either parallel or in series. So the most important part in any water distribution network design is to find out the pressure, because water needs to be supplied at a certain pressure. We have seen in previous few sessions that as per the requirements, the water pressure needs to be maintained in a water line. For a single story, it is 7 meter, and as the height increases, one needs to make the water pressure available in that range. The highest water pressure for which generally the distribution networks are designed is limited up to 22 meter. So that analysis of pressure in distribution system can be done by using number of methods. Those methods are equivalent pipe method, Hardy-Cross method, method of section and circle method, then graphical method and Newton-Raphson method. In this particular session, we will try to understand how the equivalent pipe method is used. For any network analysis, certain basic things are to be understood. These basic things includes the following few assumptions. The flow entering in a junction or a network must be equal to the flow leaving the same, and the algebraic sum of the pressure drops around a closed loop must be 0. That means there cannot be a discontinuity in the pressure. So please remember two things, that when pipes are connected in series, means one pipe is connected to the another pipe and that pipe is connected to next pipe, then the total head loss is equal to the summation of individual head losses. Well, when the pipes are laid parallel, the head loss through the parallel pipes or a set of pipes will be same. Parallel pipe means that they have a common origin, or from a one point more than one pipe has been starting and they are again meeting at some another point. So that means that the pipes are placed parallel. So in such case, the head loss through the parallel pipes, that is the set of pipes, will be the same. Let's try to understand the equivalent pipe method. So equivalent pipe method is the method in which a complex system of pipe is replaced by the single hydraulically equivalent pipe. Hydraulically equivalent pipe means it will have the same capacity. It means that total flow to be carried out by an equivalent pipe equals to the flow to be carried out by either the pipes, a set of pipes placed in series, or the set of pipes placed parallel as shown in the figure. Along with that, it will have a same amount of head loss caused because of this flow and a whole system it is going to replace. Once again, I am explaining the equivalent pipe method. In system is a system in which a set of pipe has been replaced by one small pipe. Generally what happens is that the pipe network consists of very huge number of pipes. and it is very difficult to calculate the actual head loss that might be caused because of these pipes. Once again, these pipes might be placed as explained earlier in series or parallelly. So to avoid the complexity, we generally start replacing the set of pipes by one pipe, and in doing so we can reduce the total amount of complexity, and we even can calculate the total amount of head loss and the actual behavior of the system under the given flow is the basic of the equivalent pipe method. So now we will try to understand this by going through the concept of head loss. As we are aware, the head loss equals to FLV square upon 2GD is a equation used to calculate the head loss due to friction, and we are neglecting all other minor head losses. So in that equation, F represents the coefficient of friction, which is normally 0.012 in case of newly laid cast iron pipes. L represents the length of pipeline in meter. V represents the velocity of flow in meter cube per second, while D represents the diameter of pipe in meter. Now in this equation, just try to substitute the velocity by an equation of V equals to Q upon A. So what we can get is the equation where we will have the head loss equals to FLQ square upon 2GD A square, because we have replaced V by Q upon A. So it will be Q square upon A square that has been substituted in case of V square. Now as we are aware, area of a pipe equals to pi by 4 into diameter square. So the final equation what we will get will be 16 FLQ square upon 2G pi square D raised to 5. Now in this method, where particularly we are trying to analyze the pressure and where the certain things are quite known, like friction resistance, the length of pipe is going to be fixed for a certain network of pipe, as it needs to be supply water at predefined places. After that, the total quantity it has to carry will even be something that will affect the overall head loss. But in that we can say that the certain things are not going to change. The value, numerical value of certain things will remain constant, and those will be 16F upon 2G pi square. So we are replacing this particular small thing in terms of K, and so the final equation of head loss becomes KLQ square upon D raised to 5. So this is a simplified version of the head loss equation, where head loss can be represented in terms of a certain constant which is multiplied by the length Q square and will be divided by the D raised to 5. So the head loss equation can be simplified by KLQ square upon D raised to 5, knowing that the K will have a certain constant value which will be the combination of different terms like 16F upon 2G pi square. Now consider a system consisting pipes placed in series, that is system ABCD. So here the pipe AB is connected to pipe BC, and then it is connected to pipe CD. So and the different associated parameters have been mentioned into the table. So the diameter of pipe AB will be D1 and length of that will be L1. That of a pipe BC will be D2 and L2, while in case of pipe CD, the diameter is going to be D3 and length is going to be L3. So this is a simple example what we are going to consider to understand how the equivalent pipe is used. So now suppose we need to replace it by an equivalent pipe. So for that, as it needs to be behave hydraulically same, So Q will be same and the total head loss from A to D in a system will be same. And we will try to replace this small segment of ABCD by one small pipe of hydraulically equivalence, that is the equivalent pipe. So now head loss, as we have seen in previous slides, will be equals to KLQ square upon D raised to 5. So let the equivalent pipe will have a diameter equals to D and length equals to LE. Now for the equivalent pipe, head loss can be expressed like HF for equivalent pipe equals to K multiplied by LEQ square upon DE raised to 5. While for a system consisting the different pipe segments like AB, BC and CD, the head loss can be calculated as shown in these equations. For HFAB, it will be KL1 Q square upon D1 raised to 5. For BC, it will be KL2 Q square upon D2 raised to 5. And for segment CD, it will be KL3 Q square upon D3 raised to 5. Now, as we have aware of, for an equivalent pipe, the sum of head loss should be equal to the sum of whole system. So we can say that HF of equivalent pipe equals to HF of system ABCD. So we can now equate the different equations like KLE Q square upon D raised to 5 equals to the sum of head losses. Why we have taken these sum of head losses? Because pipes are placed in series. So the total head loss will be the sum of the head losses of different segments. So it will be KLE Q square upon D raised to 5 equals to sum of head losses. Now in this we can find out that there are certain common terms on both sides, and those terms are K and Q square. Q is the total flow that a system needs to handle, while K is the constant. And so we can modify this particular equation like LE D raised to 5 equals to L1 upon D1 raised to 5 plus L2 upon D2 raised to 5 plus L3 upon D3 raised to 5. So in other words, we can say that we can replace a system by a small segment where the diameter can be assumed and its equivalent length can be calculated using this equation. Let's try to solve one very small example to understand this concept. So we'll try to determine the equivalent length of 30 centimeter diameter pipe for the network of pipes placed in series. I apologize, I have typed parallel. So it will be a system of A to B, B to C, C to D, and its lengths and diameters have been given. So the solution. Now we are aware about the final equation for the pipes placed in series. So it will be LE upon D raised to 5 equals to L1 upon D1 raised to 5 plus L2 upon D2 raised to 5 plus L3 upon D3 raised to 5. So ultimately it will be LE upon 0.3 raised to 5. This 0.3 is the diameter of pipes or an equivalent diameter, and we can calculate using this as an LE equals to 4268 meter. Or in other words, we can replace this series of pipe from a whole large network by substituting it by a pipe of length 4268 meter with an equivalent diameter of the 30 centimeter. So that's it for this session. Let's meet in next session to learn more about the system in which we will try to understand the equivalent pipe length calculation using the pipes placed in parallel. Thank you.